Hi, I'm Tessa. I'm 19, trying to balance college classes and a part-time job while still living under my parents' roof, which is basically living under Dad's thumb. Everything in this house comes with strings attached, and those strings are always in Dad's hands. Last week was when everything finally broke. I'd just gotten home from an 8-hour shift at the cafe and desperately needed a shower. My phone was sitting on my bed when I hopped in. 10 minutes. That's all I wanted. 10 freaking minutes of hot water and peace. I was midway through conditioning my hair when I heard it. The thundering footsteps coming up the stairs. 3 sharp knocks rattled the bathroom door. Why aren't you answering your phone? I've called you 5 times. I'm in the shower, Dad. I'll be out in 5 minutes. You answer when I call. Period. By the time I wrapped myself in a towel and hurried to my room, my phone showed 8 missed calls in 12 minutes. I quickly texted him that I was out of the shower, but apparently that wasn't good enough. Dad burst into my room without knocking, his face that familiar shade of angry red. When I call you, you pick up. I don't care if you're showering, sleeping, or in class. You understand me? I couldn't hear it over the water, and I can't take my phone into the shower. That's when he grabbed my phone, the one I'd saved up for 3 months to buy, and smashed it against my desk. The screen shattered instantly. Maybe next time you'll remember what's important. He stormed out while I stood there, dripping wet and staring at my destroyed phone. Mom came in 10 minutes later with that familiar look, part sympathy, part surrender. You know how he worries about you, sweetie. He just wants to make sure you're safe. By destroying my property? I paid for that phone myself. He'll calm down. Just try to answer faster next time. Later that night, I called my best friend Zoe from our landline. He did what? That's not normal, Tessa. That's straight up abusive. It's not the first time. Remember when he installed that tracking app and called my boss when I stayed 15 minutes late at work? Or when he went through your texts and flipped out about that study group with guys in it? Exactly. And Mom just makes excuses. He loves you. He's protective. There's protective, and then there's whatever this is. You know you can crash at my place anytime, right? After we hung up, I sat on my bed staring at my broken phone. I'd spent years tiptoeing around Dad's temper, making myself smaller, quieter, more compliant, always answering immediately, always sharing my location, always asking permission. I'm legally an adult working my way through college, and I can't even take a shower without triggering World War III. I've spent my whole life walking on eggshells. And for what? So he can break something I worked hard for? That night, looking at the spiderweb cracks across my phone screen, something inside me finally cracked too. I was done. This wasn't going to be another incident I swallowed down and tried to forget. This time, things were going to change. The next morning, I dug through my closet and found my old flip phone. It wasn't fancy, but it could record audio. I charged it up while Dad was at work. We need to be smart about this, Zoe said when she came over that afternoon. We huddled in my bedroom with the door closed. Your dad's been getting away with this crap for years because nobody sees the real him. What if I recorded him? I found my old phone. Perfect. Keep it hidden, record everything. You need receipts, Tessa. And back up the files somewhere he can't delete them. I can email them to myself after each recording. And to me as backup. If he finds one copy, you'll have another. I slipped the old phone into my pocket when I heard Dad's car pulling into the driveway. Zoe left through the back door to avoid him. Dinner that night was the usual performance of pretending everything was fine. I kept the recording on as Dad questioned me about my day. Who was over earlier? I saw footprints by the back door. Just Zoe. We were studying. I don't like her influence on you. She's too independent. She's my friend, Dad. Friends don't encourage disrespect. And why is the back door being used? People come through the front in this house. She just parked on that side. Next time, I want to know when someone's coming over. This isn't a hotel. I bit my tongue and glanced at Mom, who was suddenly very interested in her mashed potatoes. Later, I found Mom alone in the kitchen. Can we talk about Dad? She immediately tensed up. What about him? Why do you let him talk to me like that? Why do you let him break my things? It's complicated, Tessa. Your father, he has his ways of doing things. His ways are controlling and scary. Don't say that. He provides for us. At what cost, though? Do you even have access to your own money? Mom lowered her voice. I know it seems harsh, but challenging him only makes things worse. I learned that a long time ago. Do you even have your own bank account? Her silence told me everything. He pays all the bills, she finally said. He handles the finances. It's easier that way. Easier or safer? She didn't answer, just turned back to the dishes. The next day, Dad cornered me after my shift at the cafe. Your manager says you picked up extra hours next week. I froze. You called my work? I'm your father. I have every right to know your schedule. That's not normal, Dad. That's stalking. His face darkened. Watch your mouth. Where's your paycheck? I deposited it already. Into which account? My account. Your money is family money while you live under my roof. Transfer it to the joint account. I felt the weight of the recording phone in my pocket. No. Excuse me? I said no. I worked those hours. It's my money. Nothing is yours until you pay your own way completely. Transfer. The money. The argument that followed gave me plenty to record. His voice echoed through the house as he threatened to kick me out, to cut off my tuition, to take my car. The following day, I called Aunt Linda from campus. Tessa, is everything okay? Not really. Dad smashed my phone and is demanding my paycheck. A long sigh. That sounds like Richard. He's always needed control. Has he always been like this? Since we were kids. Why do you think none of the family visits anymore? Last Christmas, he reduced your cousin to tears over a political argument. I thought everyone was just busy. No, honey. One by one, he's pushed everyone away. Uncle Michael refuses to be in the same room with him after Richard accused him of stealing at Grandma Helen's birthday. Speaking of Grandma Helen, does she know how Dad really is? Absolutely not. He puts on a perfect show for her. Tells her you're too busy with teenage stuff to visit, that you're rebellious and disrespectful. What? I haven't seen Grandma in months because Dad always makes excuses. She thinks you're avoiding her. And with her planning to update her will soon, everything suddenly clicked into place. Dad's behavior wasn't just about controlling me. It was about controlling his image to everyone else. Over the next 2 weeks, I recorded everything. Dad checking my odometer, questioning my study hours, calling my professors. Every conversation, every demand, every threat, all documented. You're never home anymore. Dad confronted me as I tried to slip past the living room. Where were you today? At the library, like I told you this morning. For 6 hours? Nobody studies that long. I do when midterms are coming up. Give me your phone. I want to see your location history. I'm not giving you my new phone. As long as you live in this house. I know. Your house, your rules. His eyes narrowed. You're developing quite the attitude lately. That weekend, I drove to Aunt Linda and Uncle Michael's house, an hour away from Dad's reach. We've been worried about you, Aunt Linda said, pouring coffee. I played some recordings. Her face fell while Uncle Michael's jaw tightened. Classic Richard, Uncle Michael muttered. Same manipulation tactics he's used his entire life. He wasn't always this bad, Aunt Linda added. But after he married your mom, he gradually cut off everyone who questioned him. Why didn't anyone say anything? We tried. Your mom used to be so vibrant, independent. By the time we realized how isolated she'd become, she wouldn't listen. And you? Uncle Michael leaned forward. He's been controlling your narrative to the family for years, telling Grandma Helen you're troubled, disrespectful. Meanwhile, he's the golden son who takes care of everything, Aunt Linda added. Grandma Helen is revising her will next month. The family reunion is 2 weeks before that. A reunion? Dad hasn't mentioned any reunion. He probably won't bring you. He never does anymore. Back at home, I uploaded all recordings to a secure cloud account. Zoe came over while my parents were out. The reunion is a perfect timing. she said, scrolling through my evidence. Everyone will be there, including your grandma. I need to make this undeniable, a compilation of his greatest hits. And we'll need to show it somewhere. He can't just shut it off. Uncle Michael has a projector for work presentations. He could bring it. The plan was taking shape when the front door slammed. "Tessa!" Dad's voice boomed. I quickly hid my regular phone, but forgot about the flip phone on my desk. Heavy footsteps pounded up the stairs. Zoe slipped into my closet just as my bedroom door burst open. "Who were you talking to?" Dad demanded. "No one." His eyes scanned the room, landing on the flip phone. "What's this?" "It's just an old phone." He grabbed it, discovering the recordings. "You've been spying on me? You've been controlling me. There's a difference. I'm your father. I have every right to destroy my property, to stalk me, to isolate me from my family." His face turned red. "You ungrateful little—" He grabbed my arm, squeezing tight. "Pack your things. You want independence? You've got it. You're out tonight." I wrenched away. "Fine by me." He smashed the flip phone against the wall. "Good luck proving anything now." As he stormed out, I exhaled slowly. What he didn't know was that I already had everything backed up. The reunion was in 3 weeks, and Richard had just made this much easier. 3 weeks later, I stood on Grandma Helen's porch beside Aunt Linda and Uncle Michael. I'd been staying with them since Dad kicked me out, which worked perfectly for our plan. "Are you ready for this?" Uncle Michael adjusted the laptop bag containing the projector. "I've been ready for years." We entered to find the reunion in full swing. Cousins, aunts, uncles, people I barely recognized anymore because Dad had kept me away so long. Grandma Helen spotted me and rushed over. "Tessa, oh my goodness, look how grown up you are. Why haven't you visited me?" "I've missed you too, Grandma. There's a lot I need to tell you." Across the room, Dad was holding court with distant relatives, laughing too loudly at his own jokes. Mom stood silently beside him, nodding on cue. When he spotted me, his smile froze. "Tessa, what are you doing here?" "It's a family reunion. I'm family." "I thought you'd be busy studying. You're always complaining about your workload." Grandma Helen frowned. "Richard, you told me Tessa was too busy to visit." "She usually is. Very dedicated to her studies." I locked eyes with Uncle Michael, who nodded slightly. While everyone gathered for lunch, he connected his laptop to Grandma Helen's TV. "Everyone, before we eat, I have something important to share," I announced. Heads turned toward me. "For years, I've been living with someone none of you truly know." Dad stood up. "Tessa, this isn't the time or place." "It's exactly the time and place. This is about our family." I pressed play. The screen filled with a compilation of recordings. Dad smashing my phone, screaming about my paychecks, threatening to kick me out, grabbing my arm. His voice echoed through the speakers, each cruel word crystal clear. The room fell silent. Dad's face turned from shock to fury. "That's been edited. She's manipulating you all." "Is that why your voice sounds exactly the same as it does right now?" Uncle Michael asked. Grandma Helen slowly stood up. "Richard, explain yourself." "She's a teenager. She needs discipline." "Destroying property isn't discipline," Aunt Linda cut in. "It's abuse. You've told me for years that Tessa was disrespectful, troubled," Grandma Helen said, her voice trembling. "But this is not the grandson I raised." "She records private family moments and you're mad at me?" "I recorded it because no one would believe me otherwise," I said. "Just like you're trying to deny it now." Dad turned to Mom. "Say something." Mom looked at the floor, then at me, and finally at the family surrounding us. "I should have protected her. I'm sorry, Tessa." The aftermath was swift. Grandma Helen asked Dad to leave her house. 2 weeks later, she updated her will, removing him entirely. Mom finally found her voice and filed for separation, staying with my cousin while she figured things out. I moved in permanently with Aunt Linda and Uncle Michael to finish college. 6 months later, Dad showed up at their door. "I've been doing anger management. Things got out of hand. I'm sorry." "Sorry you got caught. You mean—" "I'm still your father. Biology doesn't make you a father. You're just the man who terrorized my childhood. People can change, Tessa. Maybe they can, but some bridges stay burned. I closed the door on him and never looked back. So what do you think? Was Tessa right to publicly expose her father at the family reunion? Or should she have confronted him privately first? Would you have handled it differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective on dealing with controlling family members and where you draw the line between privacy and accountability. If you enjoyed this revenge story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more stories just like this one. Your support helps this channel grow, and I appreciate each and every one of you.